Welcome to the AI Shift, an in-depth look at how artificial intelligence and machine learning are disrupting the job market, the way that we interact, and propelling cutting-edge advancements. I'm Gaviola, Global News' senior business correspondent. 2025 was a pivotal year for AI, marked by a global shift from experimentation to optimization. Advancements in intelligent models demonstrated both new possibilities and a new need for governance. 2023 was the year ChatGPT went mainstream, and 2025 may go down as the year when AI job displacement became a growing concern. In fact, a recent MIT study suggests AI can already replace about 12% of jobs in the U.S. I took a look at what early signs tell us about the potential for labor market disruption by robots and software.
Thank you for contacting the media.
AI startup The Media Ant is launching a chatbot that can handle call center clients as well as an agent.
Sounds like completely like human. When we run it through people, they are not able to differentiate whether it's a machine or a person.
The company founder says it does the work of 6 employees, so now they have less staff.
At the start of this year, we were about 160. Right now, we are under 100.
This year, in India and all around the world, artificial intelligence, machines and software are helping companies save money at the cost of workers' jobs.
Customer service representatives, software developers, and a lot of those are entry-level jobs.
Positions most at risk, low-skill jobs, often a starting rung on a career ladder. Seniority is safer for now.
The people that are a little further ahead in their career, the impact has not really been shown yet in the data that those jobs have been eliminated or directly impacted.
But AI job insecurity comes in all forms. It can be fear of being replaced by a robot or by someone who's more adept at leveraging AI. 51% of Canadian employees use generative AI tools at work, according to a recent survey by KPMG. But 83% want or need to upskill, and nearly half worry about their job being replaced by someone who can use AI more effectively.
Waves of technological change have disrupted the labour market in the past without resulting in widespread unemployment. We think there are warning signs in the data that things could be different this time.
A key difference this time around, many people who suddenly find themselves jobless may find a new position out of reach.
Significant mismatches between the skills and qualifications of people in these declining, what we call high-risk occupations, and the job demands of growing, predominantly professional occupations.
But it's not all doom and gloom. These changes are also set to usher in tremendous advances in fields like healthcare.
If that is more accessible and cheaper, people are going to use it, and there will be more jobs created as a result.
Opportunities and new jobs for those who have the right skills and training. Artificial intelligence is already ushering in changes to the way that we look for work and tackle our jobs. But according to analysts, the biggest changes are still to come. Here's more on how to protect yourself from this looming disruption with skills that may be AI-proof. First, they started stealing human jobs in the service industry. Next, the quiet infiltration of AI, taking on entry-level office jobs.
There's a legitimate worry there. We are really changing the technology in a way that we haven't before.
The AI disruption of the labor market will not follow in the footsteps of the Industrial Revolution, where humans learn to work with machines on the assembly line, according to futurist and economist Linda Nazareth.
This is somewhat different. This actually can replace job functions.
This disruption will usher in a new way to think of survival of the fittest.
Jobs, as we traditionally knew them, are rapidly morphing and changing.
People's mindset around jobs is in need of an update, according to analysts. In the future, positions will center around a skill set and outcomes. That's a shift from today's focus on degrees and job descriptions.
My advice would be to focus on the amount of value that we can generate if we adopt and embrace AI rather than being afraid of it. As a new grad, I would focus more on those skills that I can augment my day-to-day job to make me a superpower.
There are opportunities for those who can best harness emerging technology and upskill as required. But the most AI-proof skills may be so-called soft skills, the things no machine can duplicate.
resilience, creativity, empathy, motivation and self-awareness, curiosity, service orientation, and teaching and mentoring. Now, organizations and for individuals, developing these skills gives you a little bit of armor against all the changes ahead.
Chances are the AI era means fewer positions available for humans to fill. Some estimates suggest a reduction of 20 to 30% of roles, which will bring about thorny questions for society and for policymakers to manage.
The question here, though, is not will there be fewer jobs? It'll be if there's an increase in productivity and profits, who will own that? Will it flow to workers at all? Will there be some benefits there? Will it be a small number of people? Will it show up in tax revenues?
It isn't just the job force feeling the impact of AI. It's found its way into classrooms right across the country. And while educators saw its potential, the danger it brought to learning remained top of mind.
I think teachers want to see technology used responsibly, and there are uses for it in the classroom, but we have to really dig into what that looks like going forward.
For example, in New Brunswick, a consultation paper for the province's education plan made it clear that implementation of artificial intelligence is on the way. The idea is to personalize learning and improve efficiency. Canadian businesses have cited the ever-changing tariff regime and trade turbulence as the single biggest challenge this year. A Toronto-based artificial intelligence startup recognized that early on and quickly developed a platform to help. Here's a look at a homegrown solution to a major challenge. Toy Traders in Langley, BC has been in the business for decades. The biggest challenge this year, tariffs and trade concerns driving up prices and limiting supply.
Behind me, in certain sections of the store, we have signs up where it says limit 1 per family or 1 per customer.
All of these challenges mean no Black Friday or Boxing Day sales this season.
A lot of the toys that involve metal and wood have gone up a lot in price because of those key components, obviously, and the costs. So we are just glad to have the inventory, but we can't obviously put it on sale.
U.S. President Donald Trump's ever-changing rules for importers and exporters have thrown a series of curveballs at business owners across Canada. Smaller businesses in particular have less resources, less ability to revamp supply chains, and in most cases, less of a cash cushion. Toronto-based startup TariffSense was created to help.
I think people have got used to it, but still the rate of change is so rapid that almost even like trade professionals who have decades of experience in this space are falling behind the regulations.
TariffSense's platform and chatbot pulls from the latest tariff rules and guides users through the new, more complicated documentation process, helping to get everything in order so companies can submit paperwork to U.S. Customs.
Have more visibility into the customs process, identify any errors or mismatches before they actually hit customs, automate their tasks, and basically take control of the process.
While 2025 saw massive growth in AI and what it's capable of, it also proved to be a year of reckoning for rules to rein in the technology. After the break, we'll take a look at what governments are doing to try to corral the AI Wild West. As artificial intelligence took a massive step forward around the world, lawmakers were forced to make tough decisions on how it should be regulated. In July, U.S. President Donald Trump first unveiled an AI action plan shaped by tech leaders in Silicon Valley who supported his campaign. The plan focused on boosting artificial intelligence exports, streamlining permits for energy-intensive data centers, and exporting American AI around the world. It focused on market-driven growth and light governance, and Trump says he wants his federal plan to override state rules constraining AI. Trump revoked former President Joe Biden's AI guardrails on his first day in office. Critics say the plan prioritizes the needs of big tech over everyday people. The concern about light regulations wasn't an idea that just came from political critics. Earlier this year, prominent AI leaders issued an ominous warning about the technology. In an open letter, they warn artificial intelligence could pose a risk of extinction to humanity on the scale of nuclear war or pandemics. They add mitigating that risk should be a global priority. The letter was signed by AI leaders such as Sam Altman of OpenAI and British-Canadian Nobel laureate Geoffrey Hinton, known as the godfather of artificial intelligence. While it is both brief and terrifying, it doesn't detail how the more than 300 signatories specifically foresee AI becoming a dire threat to humanity. In addition to the warning, a report from the Future of Life Institute found the safety practices of many major AI companies fail to meet emerging global standards by a wide margin. The institute said the safety evaluation was conducted by an independent panel of experts. It found that while the companies were busy racing to develop superintelligence, not a single one had a robust strategy for controlling such advanced systems. The excitement around artificial intelligence reached a fever pitch in 2025, and while the numbers were astounding, starting in the fall, the chorus of voices warning of an AI bubble grew noticeably louder. I caught up to one of AI's most steadfast critics for more insight into why fears are mounting over the possibility of the AI bubble bursting in 2026.
Amazon, Google's parent company Alphabet, Meta, and Microsoft poured $400 billion into AI this year, most of it towards data centers.
I think what we're seeing in the market overall is this decision that maybe we were a little too optimistic, a little ahead of the curve of what AI can do so quickly.
The AI wave has supercharged some of the biggest names in tech. The Magnificent Seven stocks are Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. They have a combined value on the stock market of more than $21 trillion. And as of October 2025, they made up nearly 40% of the S&P 500.
Nvidia, who makes the chips that everybody's using, is making a lot of money. They're selling shovels in a gold rush. But the other companies like OpenAI that are using those chips are not making that much money. In fact, they're losing money.
There's a lot of questions about the monetization of AI and whether or not that is near term going to happen.
Gary Marcus is the author of Taming Silicon Valley. He has concerns about how powerful this small club of AI billionaires have become.
It should remind you of the days of the railroad barons. It's an extraordinary amount of concentration and power.
A select club of tech companies with access to tons of capital, resources, and close connections to U.S. President Donald Trump. Marcus worries a sustainable business model for many of these companies involves compromising users.
I don't think that these companies can make a profit on this unless they turn to surveillance fundamentally, unless they start selling deeply personal data like the conversations people have with ChatGPT to governments, to political campaigns and so forth. They're going to monetize you. You're going to completely give up your privacy. And I find that to be terrifying.
He sees the potential for a major correction in the AI space.
It is a perfect storm. We have corporate irresponsibility. We have a government that's too close. We have assets that are wildly overvalued. Of course, it could all blow up in 2026.
Though many have drawn comparisons to the bursting of the dot-com bubble, others, like Marcus, see something that more closely resembles the financial crisis, with everyday people footing the bill.
I'm worried that the banks are over-leveraged, that the investors are over-leveraged, and that we're going to wind up with something like 2008.
With the global AI race accelerating, Canada is betting big to keep up the pace. What's being done to secure Canada's digital foothold amongst the international giants? That's after the break. 2025 saw a year of incredible development of artificial intelligence and computing in Canada. Toronto-based quantum computing firm Xanadu announced plans to go public and list on both the NASDAQ and the Toronto Stock Exchange in 2026. This would end a long dry spell and make it the first Canadian tech company to debut on the TSX in nearly 5 years. I visited Xanadu's Canadian headquarters to find out what's driving the startup to put Canada on the map in the cutting-edge field of quantum computing.
We can crush a market or drop a plane out of the sky.
The technology in this thriller gives us a dystopian glimpse into futuristic computers. But there's leading-edge technology being developed right here in Toronto's financial district, tucked away in this sprawling building.
This is such a powerful world-first computer.
Xanadu is a startup that builds quantum computers and the software that powers them. Quantum computing is like taking the most powerful computer you've ever come across and putting it on steroids.
It actually solved something that would have taken 7 million years. Our computer solved it in 2 minutes.
Huge implications for AI, a potential game changer for things like drug development. Imagine trials and simulations that normally take a decade, completed in months, saving billions of dollars.
It's going to really revolutionize our lives.
So what do we have here?
Well, welcome. You're at Xanadu's Advanced Nanophotonics facility, most advanced facility of its kind anywhere in the world.
Xanadu also packages specialized chips. They're photonic, harnessing the physical science of light waves. This rainbow disk split into pieces that become the brains of their proprietary quantum computers.
It's really important to have this facility in Toronto because it allows our engineer to do much faster prototyping. So this gives us a very fast turnaround time.
CEO Christian Wiedbroek says so far trade uncertainty hasn't affected business. But U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to slap a 100% tariff on computer chips not made in the U.S. Xanadu uses 3 facilities south of the border, and the U.S. market is important, but not its only focus.
We can't rely as much currently on our southern neighbor, and it's also forming more and more connections between us and quantum computing companies throughout the world.
Xanadu is racing companies around the world to develop and discover real-life applications for quantum, to carve out a name for Canada, a country where many companies have run into problems when it comes to commercializing, even ones that initially show a lot of promise.
Hopefully not miracles, hopefully something more tangible than that.
Canadian telecom giant TELUS and U.S. artificial intelligence heavyweight NVIDIA plan to build what they call a multi-million-dollar sovereign AI factory in eastern Quebec. Hopes run high that this will allow Canada to capitalize on AI innovation while keeping it in our country. You've no doubt heard of the Buy Canadian movement. Well, TELUS's partnership with NVIDIA, whose name is synonymous with AI, is a push to build and develop technology on Canadian soil. Canada has made AI a national priority, TELUS CIO Hesham Fahmy said in a statement, and this sovereign AI factory provides the infrastructure for this innovation to scale, empowering Canadian businesses, startups, and researchers with access to cutting-edge AI infrastructure to turn bold ideas into real-world breakthroughs. The secure data facility in Rimouski, Quebec is expected to begin operations this summer, and there are plans to add a second facility in Kamloops, BC as demand grows. TELUS will sell Canadian companies and researchers access to software and supercomputers powered by NVIDIA chips to train and run AI programs. When asked about the cost of this project, TELUS tells Global News it won't disclose the size of its investment for competitive and confidential reasons.
Everything is now in the context of AI factories.
Now, this announcement comes during NVIDIA's GTC conference, which draws thousands of participants from around the world to the San Francisco Bay Area.
It's insane. When I got here, I got here yesterday, and it's so many people from all across the world. It's basically the place to be.
Being here, I think, really opens your eyes into what's, they're just seeing the very, very tip of the iceberg. And there's a whole lot underneath that still has to surface now, and we're seeing it in all sorts of applications like robotics.
Coming up, the future of online shopping is already here. We'll dive deep into how artificial intelligence is changing the way you click Buy Now. Stay with us. Over the holidays, online shopping got a big boost from chatbots. All of the major tech companies have rolled out artificial intelligence that can help find presents for the person who has everything while keeping you on budget. Here's more on how AI could reshape the future of retail.
From Microsoft's Copilot to OpenAI's ChatGPT to Google's Gemini, chatbots are now part of the shopping experience.
It's going to insert itself into the consumer decision-making process and start to assist consumers, particularly with ideation, discovery, search, and even evaluation.
My 14-year-old daughter is in need of a new computer, so we're trying to find her a new laptop. The school said it's time for a new one, so we're hunting for some of the best deals.
This holiday season, Amazon is pushing its Rufus generative AI shopping expert.
You can ask Rufus things in natural language. You can ask it, what should I get for my 12-year-old daughter's stocking? And it'll give you back great recommendations that are personalized to you, what it knows about you and your shopping behavior.
billed as a step up from traditional search. These new shopping helpers are customizable and intuitive.
You can ask it to help you shop on a budget and give it that price range that you're looking for.
Analysts say AI tools are rudimentary now, but with improvements, consumers will trust them more and more.
Right now, it's not going to be a big piece of the pie, though. But it might take 2 or 3 years for people to sort of get comfortable with it.
But big questions remain about how these helpers choose what to show you. Unlike search today, where ads are clearly marked, chatbot top picks may be based on who's paid to get product in front of potential customers.
The way Google works, Google will tell you this is an ad versus this is organic. Will ChatGPT do the same thing? I don't know.
Saving a few dollars isn't the only positive thing coming from the world of AI. A new study out of the University of British Columbia is examining how technology can play a role in helping the most vulnerable. Meet Kiwi and Mango, social robots helping researchers learn how senior care can be improved. UBC used the robots, equipped with AI adaptive learning, to build a connection with seniors and those who may be living with dementia. AI helps the robots learn how to speak, recognize faces, voices, and how to move around. They also offer hugs and bring smiles. AI's impact on everything in 2025 was undeniable. In fact, the architects of AI were chosen as Time Magazine's Person of the Year. The designation's reserved for the newsmaker that most affected our lives for better or for worse. Jensen Huang, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, and Fei-Fei Li are among the big names featured. The magazine said AI changed our world in exciting and sometimes frightening ways. I'm Anne Gaviola. Thank you for watching The AI Shift. We hope it gives you plenty to think about in the coming year and beyond.